Claire ignored the warnings. The townsfolk had told her the house was cursed, that no one who stayed lasted long. She chalked their fear up to superstition. After all, the old Victorian was perfect, cheap, secluded, and roomy. She needed a fresh start, and the house offered it. The first night the unease crept in slowly. It wasn't just the oppressive chill or the groans of the ancient wood beneath her feet. It was the feeling that the house was watching her. Claire brushed it off, blaming her nerves, but as she lay in bed, she heard a faint whisper seeping from the walls, low and unintelligible, like a distant conversation just out of reach. The whispers grew louder with each passing day. They followed her from room to room, hissing her name. Claire tried to drown them out with music with the TV, but they never stopped. Instead, they laughed, a wet, gurgling sound that made her stomach twist. On the fourth night, Claire found scratches on the walls in the hallway. At first they looked random, but as she squinted she saw letters. Words help us. Her chest tightened. She decided to explore the basement where the whispers were the loudest. The wooden stairs groaned under her weight as she descended, flashlight trembling in her hand. At the bottom she found an old door, its wood warped and blackened. The whispers behind it were frantic now, desperate. She hesitated, her breath hitching. Then, driven by a mix of dread and curiosity, she forced it open. The air that hit her smelled of rotten blood, thick enough to gag her. Inside was a room painted in a sickly, peeling yellow. The walls were covered in claw marks, deep gouges like something had tried to dig its way out. Scattered on the floor were broken toys, rusted chains, and skeletal remains. The skulls were small, children, and then they stepped out of the shadows. They were children once, but now they were something else, figures, twisted and grotesque, their flesh rotted and eyes hollow. Their mouths hung open, emitting the whispers she had heard for days. "You let us out," one rasped, its voice wet and broken. "Now we'll let you in," Claire screamed, stumbling back, but the door slammed shut. The flashlight flickered as they moved closer, their skeletal hands reaching for her, their whispers becoming deafening shrieks. The town noticed Claire's lights went out that night and never came back on. When they finally checked, they found the house abandoned. The door to the basement was gone, replaced with a seamless wall. The whispers began again a week later, louder than before, and etched into the front door in jagged, bloody letters were the words, "We're still hungry."